Go on then.
All right. How do I follow that? Okay. All right. Good afternoon. I'm Rue, and for those of you who don't know, I've been crowned the best man. Commiserations, the rest of you just weren't manly enough. No, you all look fabulous, and what a treat to see everybody in the same room together doing a wedding. But as we all get gradually tipsier, I must remind you, your safety is our top priority. And I recommend that you don't touch each other, breathe on or lick anything, especially you two. Now, as a young man, I was taught that if you don't have anything good to say, you shouldn't say anything at all. To the bride and groom. You can see that one coming on mine.
You're doing very well.
No, I must admit, I was surprised that Will would trust me to put together a best man speech. Ever since we met in college, he's been well aware that I'm somewhat cynical about marriage.
A little bit.
Yes. When we were in performing arts, singing and dancing in the cafeteria, he had long hair, sunglasses and a leather jacket, while I had hair, glasses and a pleather jacket. Back then, he was the cool kid and I was the weirdo nerd. Funny how things change. No, he's seen me in and out of relationships, and I've seen him in and in and in relationships.
Yes, get to the end, yes.
The man's thorough. No, all along, I've said, you with your gazebos, your big cakes and grand gestures, you better be careful, because once you're in, there are only two ways out. Death or divorce. And I know where my money's going. Do you think green's all right for funerals? Well, no. How would you feel if you were asked to write a speech for write a speech touching on the joy of romance and the spectacle of marriage, all for a man so inept at flirting that he used the only dating app named after his technique? Bumble. But here I am anyway. It's not all bad. There are other responsibilities that come with being a best man. For example, I arranged a threesome for Will's last night of freedom. There were a couple of no-shows, but he still had fun. I channeled my inner Sonic the Hedgehog this morning and did an excellent job of collecting the rings. Gotta go fast. But Will's more of a Mario man. Inconsistent career path, awkward moustache, obsessed with stars, bizarre fashion choices. But glad to see the groomsmen in the green ties. When else do you wear a green tie? Look at us sat here as if Slytherin just won the House Cup. Bit of a repeat performance, I'm afraid.
We've heard that.
It makes sense, though. Will's job is to don a wizard's hat and dodge copyright infringement at a coffee shop that's nothing to do with Hogwarts. All right? It's true. If you're so bold as to venture into his Soho basement, old Mumbledore here will get his minions to make you a cup of tea and a sarnie while he recites demonic spells above a polystyrene cauldron. Tourists come from far and wide for this thrilling spectacle. Will seems to love it, more so than his other jobs. He's racked up quite a lot of experience. It's clear why Mel thinks he'll be useful around the house. He's a man of many talents. A singer, songwriter, poet, stand-up comedian, guitarist, photographer, radio host, podcaster, novelist, barista, van driver, dungeon master, tree surgeon, Nick Cave social media manager, and literally Shrek. The list goes on. But when I met him, the man couldn't crack an egg. Mel would have gotten a nasty shock back then. I remember the time he donned his chef's hat and put on a big display about making me a stir-fry, which he neglected to both stir and fry. But somehow Mel's inspired Will to become the perfect house husband. Quite secretly, she's just as much of a wizard as he is. Although technically, I suppose you'd say witch, but turns out that's ill-advised for a best man speech.
Oh dear.
No, we've all seen the Insta stories, cooking, gardening, decorating, dog walking. Will's become quite the influencer. But the truth is, he's captivated, entranced, enthralled, he can't believe his luck, and he's trying his best. It shows. Of course, Mel's the breadwinner, battling through paperwork at the bank, late into the night, bagging those bonuses, making sure they've got a roof over their heads. But together, the universe aligns. Good things happen because they're such positive influences in each other's lives. They support one another. They form a team. They communicate and negotiate. They turn sad days into growth and good days into even better tomorrows. To be frank, I'm green with envy.
Oh.
So chairs, tables, fancy suits aside, Will and Melanie, or as they shall henceforth be known, Willany, they share a magic that exceeds the frills of one fancy day. Mickey Mouse bore witness to their engagement, for God's sake, and if their marriage was a Disney video cassette, I'm sure it'd have one of those little shiny authenticity stickers to show that it might still be worth something in a few years' time. So, let us all congratulate Will and Melanie on a fantastic wedding day and a future filled with many more magic memories. Yes. To Willany!
Yeah, nothing to worry about there. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Oh dear.
Catch my breath.